Alright guys, as promised, today I'm doing a comparison video of Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim with Guerlain's Mandarine Basilic. If you didn't catch my video over the weekend of top 21 most uplifting fragrances, please go catch that video. But as promised, or as mentioned in that video, I said these two have similarities to me, and they really do, because they focus on the notes of mandarin oranges. Well, today I'm going to compare the two for you. I'm going to let you know about the smells, how they smell similar, how they don't, and also the prices, because one of these is very expensive in comparison to the other. So today, if you want to find out about Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim with Guerlain's Mandarine Basilic, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, I'm doing a comparison today of Afternoon Swim with Guerlain's Mandarine Basilic. And Mandarine Basilic is from the Aqua Allegoria collection from Guerlain. And the Afternoon Swim from Louis Vuitton is from the California Inspired Fragrances collection. And so I discovered both of the fragrances in 2019. The first one being Afternoon Swim in around spring of 2019. Then it wasn't the one that I was actually excited about when they launched this one with two other fragrances. But it became my favorite, initially thinking it was an aquatic in a blue bottle, but it doesn't go there, absolutely doesn't. This one I discovered about 4 or 5 months later at the end of summer in Spain, in August of 2019. I was on a trip there and I stopped into a discount perfume shop, and this was there on a sale rack, and I thought I'd smell it. This is my second bottle, by the way. And as soon as I smelled it, it was so hot outside and it was air conditioned inside, and that blast of mandarin oranges just totally was something I needed for that day to cool me off. So I ended up buying a bottle, a small bottle. Now I'm on my large bottle, the B bottle, the Guerlain B bottle. So they do have the similarities, and I said I'm going to do the comparison with you today. And there are discounts available for this one, but sadly no discounts for this one. This one is widely available. This one you have to go to a Louis Vuitton boutique to buy. So there are some challenging things happening with this one, and the price difference is ultra high too. So I'll let you know about both of them, as I said. But before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below, and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So how many of you is a fan of Afternoon Swim from Louis Vuitton? Let me know, put a comment down. And how many of you are or is a fan of Guerlain's Mandarine Basilic? Put a comment down so I can find out. Mandarine Basilic came out in 2007. This one came out in 2019. Now, up until 2019, I was not really, digging into this collection of the Aqua Allegoria collection from Guerlain, but this actually changed my idea of this series, and I do quite enjoy it. I have several of them now. I have the Bergamot, I have the grapefruit one, and then I also have the coconut fizz, and there are a few more I want to pick up. They're eau de toilette concentration, but they're also not that expensive. And then in the collection from Louis Vuitton, the California collection, there's Sun Song, Cactus Garden, California Dream, and also On the Beach, which I did a video of recently. If you haven't caught that, please do catch that. On the Beach is the latest. But still, my favorite in that collection is Afternoon Swim. I just love not only the name, because it's a very, very happy name to me, going for a swim in the afternoon when it's warm outside. Just I have really major, extensive visuals of that whole name. So I think it's a very fitting name for it. But as I said, I initially thought it was an aquatic, but thankfully it's not. It's all about citrusy, juicy citruses and things like that. So the 2019 launch with this one, this is an eau de parfum concentration. I'd consider this a citrus fragrance. Fragrantica calls it a citrus aromatic, but I don't see any citrus. I mean, I do see citrus notes in here. It's chock full of them, but I don't see any aromatic notes, meaning no herbs and things like that. So I'm going to go with citrus with this one. The perfumer for this is Jacques Cavallier. And for notes here, what we have are mandarin oranges, orange, bergamot, ginger, and ambergris. So those are the only notes they list. And I finally went to Louis Vuitton's website to see the actual notes listed, and it doesn't mention any aromatic notes. I'm sure there might be some traces of it in there, but I don't get much aromatic with this one. Not at all. it's basically you're swimming in a swimming pool of juices, mandarin oranges, bergamot, and that's basically what it is. There are some spicy touches in there. Initially, I did think it was a spicy, an aromatic fragrance, thinking there might be some aromatic touches, but turns out it's ginger that's giving me that spicy kick. It's not a lot though. It's definitely not. But it smells like a very fizzy, sparkly, kind of like Fanta, perhaps, that comes to mind. That kind of like an orange soda kind of a experience, because there is a very uplifting sparkliness about this particular fragrance. That's what I like about it. And then you can spray this one very, very liberally. It's not offensive. It's a very, very pleasant, inviting kind of a smell. And I think basically prior to pandemic, I did garner a few compliments here and there, not a lot. But I think it's a crowd-pleasing kind of a fragrance. Perfect to wear when it's warm outside. People, as I said, gravitate towards the smell because it's a very, very pleasant smell. It's a recognizable smell. It's also very comforting, and people react positively to it. So those are my thoughts on Afternoon Swim. I do have a whole video about it. Go catch that. But with this one, the price is, for the 200 ml bottle, is $3.90. which turns out to be about $2.12 per milliliter. And for the 100 ml, if you end up with that, it's $2.65, and it turns out to be $2.88 per milliliter. These bottles are refillable. I don't quite remember the refill prices. The 100 mls, I think, are around $155 to refill, or $160. And I think the large ones are around $330 to refill. So if you're someone that uses a lot of juice, when you go back to refill the bottle, then you'll have you pay less. But you do have to take your bottle back, and you have to take it back to a Louis Vuitton boutique, and you go in and they fill it for you, and they'll basically give you back like this. It's a full bottle, no box, nothing, because you have the box. Obviously, you can take it in with your box, but they'll give this back to you. I think what they also do is change the sprayer to give you a brand new fresh sprayer, because if you've been spraying your fragrance a lot, those sprayers do go bad, and I think that's what they do. So that's my thoughts on this. If you do a refill, obviously the prices are lower, the per mil prices are lower, but an initial cost, it's a $2.88 per mil for a 100 ml bottle, $2.12 for a 200 ml bottle, and those prices are factored in with California sales tax. So obviously that's the prices, and most states here have sales tax. I know Oregon doesn't, but maybe there are a few others. But either way, those are my thoughts on this particular fragrance. I know they're pricier, but I think they're pretty solid. Jacques Cavallier does do a great job with these fragrances. I do like the collection, although I think Cactus Garden I like. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Cactus Garden, kind of like Santal 33. I like it a lot. Then sometimes I stop liking it. And then on the other hand, California Dream from this collection also was a very disappointment for me, with the initial blast being great, going in a bad direction after that. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this one. Now, on the other hand, Guerlain's Mandarine Basilic was launched in 2007, so definitely 12 years prior to Afternoon Swim. I initially thought that somehow this fragrance was perhaps created by somebody that's in-house at Guerlain. Turns out it was created by Marie Salamagne, perfumer. So she's done some fragrances, but I didn't think she had done anything for Guerlain, but I guess she did here with this fragrance. So I thought, because they remind me of one another, and they're also both owned by LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet and Hennessy owns Louis Vuitton and also Guerlain, but I don't know how it's reminding me of one another. I think it's just the fact that the notes are similar. But a 2007 release, Eau de Toilette Concentration. Now, I'd call this an aromatic citrus because it has an aromatic note of basil. So anytime you see a note like that, definitely it leans aromatic. And then, of course, the perfumer is Marie Salamagne. And the notes for this one are mandarin orange, basil, aniseed, green tea, orange blossom, and woodsy notes. So that's what they list for this one. And again, I got the notes directly from Guerlain's website, not from Fragrantica or another database. But this one, you definitely experience lots of mandarin orange, lots of it. But the basil does come in. And I think not I think, I know for sure that the Mandarin orange in here is definitely reminding me of the Mandarin orange in here. That's the part that reminds me of one another. That's why I think, like, if you have been eyeing, you know, afternoon swim and you think it's just very, very pricey, I think Mandarin Basilic, I think, should do it for you, except for the fact that it has that standout basil note. Then you're going to think, if you don't like basil in a fragrance, then it might not be something for you. But if you like that idea of basil with Mandarin oranges, totally will work for you in this particular fragrance. But it has the Mandarin oranges, it has the basil, aniseed, green tea, orange blossom, woodsy notes. You do experience the tea. You know, I put this in an uplifting fragrances video the other day, and it is uplifting, it's sparkling, it's you know, effervescent. It's just really uplifting and happy for me. But that green tea has a calming effect in here. There is something, once you get past that fizz that you smell first, after that, there's that whole calming effect happening. And tea fragrances always do that for me. I don't know why, but it does. But I think that's the differences and the similarities. The fact that both of them are Mandarin orange focused, it'll remind you of one another. And the fact that basil comes in here, it'll go in a different direction in comparison to this one. So that's the change, I think. Every other note in here in Mandarin Basilic is not very substantial, but it does have a presence. Just like in here, every other note, in addition to the Mandarin orange, I think it doesn't have, it has a presence, but it's not stand out. Like, it doesn't really stand out. Like the ginger that's in here is kind of giving me the spiciness of the aniseed and basil in here. So I think it's very similar ideas, different directions, as I said. But let me get you the prices for this one. This is a 125 ml bottle, and also comes in a 75 ml bottle. I think that was the first bottle I had bought. I bought it for like 30 some euros in Spain. I think that's what it was, maybe 40. But this one I recently picked up for $60, 125 ml at FragranceX. So at the time of the shooting, currently it's selling for $60 at FragranceX, which is a great price. If you buy it for $60 in a 125 ml bottle, it's 61 cents per milliliter, in comparison to $2.12 for this when you buy the, you know, the 200 ml bottle. So it's quite a savings. But if you go to suggested retail, like go to Neiman's or Saks, I don't know if this is sold at Macy's or something, it's $140, 125 ml, so the per mil price is $1.22. So still it's cheaper than this, obviously, but even better when you get the discounted one, right? Because, I mean, this is such a great scent. Both of them are really, really great, but if you're on a budget and you're looking for that very sparkly, effervescent, uplifting Mandarin orange fragrance, I think this is definitely one for you to try. In fact, it's funny, I was traveling with a friend. Both of us stopped into this Spanish discount perfume shop. Both of us ended up buying one of these. I bought the smaller bottle, my friend did also. I also ended up with the the Bergamot of this collection as well, in the Aqua Allegoria collection. And as I said, currently I have the grapefruit, I have the tea. I also have the tea, yeah, the tea one in this collection, and then also the coconut fizz. So it's great collection. I want to explore more of these. They're eau de toilettes. They're not overly intense. And I think that's what they're factoring in here. The fact that this is eau de parfum, it's Louis Vuitton, yada yada. And here it's Guerlain. It's been around forever. Everything is available at discounters, but the fact that this doesn't make it to the discounters is very exclusive. You have to go to their boutique, yada yada, and get them there. So they're giving you more of a jacked up price. But both of them are great fragrances. Depends on if you can afford one or the other. You can afford both. I have both. Both of them are really, really great, and I think they're going to make great fragrances to wear in the summertime. One other thing I want to say. Sprayers for Louis Vuitton are some of the best ever sprayers. In fact, amazing sprayers. I just, it sprays so well, you know. Let me spray some for you. They're just really great sprayers. I think it's the kind of sprayers that it doesn't like go one, it goes wider, but it also sprays nicely. It doesn't spurt. It doesn't take an effort to press it down. Smooth everywhere. And I think this one is also very similar. Not as good as the, if I can find it. Still pretty good. Very, very good, actually. Both of them spray great. And I think both brands are, since they're both under LVMH, even other brands like Givenchy, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Acqua di Parma, Dior, all of those have great sprayers that are under LVMH. Anyway, I've made this video a lot longer than it should be, but I'm giving you all the details. But let me know your thoughts on these two fragrances. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you not like mandarin oranges? Let me know, put some comments down so I can find out. And also, if you've compared these two, let me know as well what you think about the comparison. Either way, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.